Hey guys, today we're gonna be talking about my theater. So we have here the big screen, my front stage, and subwoofers. On the right side there, or camera left, I suppose, depending on where you're looking at, is the JBL 590. It's a tower speaker, and it's been with me for the longest, probably, than most of the gear here. It served me well, but they're gonna be upgraded soon, so make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can keep up with my new videos coming soon. And the upgrade is gonna be amazing. I already got a taste of it, and finally I found one that can replace those speakers. But they have been great, but they needed to be upgraded, and it's happening. Next here we have Stark SW15Ps. They are 15-inch subwoofers. They're ported and they're great. I have 4 of them, so I got 2 and 2. I found that in this position I got the best, smoothest response, and it fills all the nice single, the gap to like 12, 14 or so. It feels really good, even though I have a lot more bass. That's why I can, this way it works better with all the rest of the bass that I have, which I'll be showing you soon. In the center speaker is with the Rebel C208. Now this is not from the same lineup as my towers, but it's when I got the towers, the center speaker is a really tiny thing. It's horrible. So I started looking for a lot of center speakers to test and see which one will fit better. And there were several that fit good, but nowhere as good as this thing. This thing is brilliant, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to replace it yet. We'll see, because the new speakers, I'm going to see if I can get them all exactly the same. That'll be my dream, to have them all the same. But as long as I don't sacrifice anything, then I'll do that. Otherwise, I'll keep this one and then just replace the rest, as long as they sound pretty similar after calibration. So yeah, on this side I have 2 more of the Stark SW15s again. I have them on their side so they fit nicely under the screen. And of course another JBL 590. Now the screen is a 158 diagonal scope screen, and it's been great for me. My viewing angle from my eyes to the screen is 68 degrees, so this is a very large viewing angle. When I started with like a 47, then 52, 57, 62, and then I moved to 68, and there's no way I can go back. The immersion level is insane. I don't go acoustic transparent screens because I don't like them. On my viewing angle, I can definitely see any patterns or holes or whatever. So this is my best option is this scope screen, which I only watch movies here, and a high quality center speaker that can project the voices, so I don't feel like everything's coming from the bottom. It anchors the sound very nicely to the screen. It's about compromises, right? You have to compromise. Do you want a 80 screen so the center speaker is right there, or the actual center speaker, which is vertical ideally, is right there? Or, you know, in my case, I found this is the compromise that works for me. You know, your mileage may vary. But yeah, let's go going around and see more of the parts of the theater. These are my tactile devices for my foot, because this is an unfinished basement. So it's concrete floor, and you don't get a lot of transmission of bass to the floor, to your feet, right? So I needed something to create more of that impact that I like, and this was my solution. Tactile devices for your foot. I have 3, because it's a 3-seater sofa, mostly. And squeeze 4 if you're not too large. And what these are basically like the Hover Easy platforms, but for my foot. So if you can see here, there is this is the wood base there. Then we have a tube, bicycle tube, with another one, with some tape that I'm going to be removing because it's very noisy. And the platform. So yeah, there's a JBL subwoofer in there, 12-inch subwoofer, and this is amazing. The transmission of the bass that it creates, just like a Hover Easy, but for your foot. I get it all the way down to 2 hertz on that one, and I got 3 of them. The middle one is a bit taller, as you can see, because my seat is a bit taller, and I'll explain to you why that is the case. This is an IKEA sofa. Well, what is left of it, not much of the original one. that has been reinforced, and many parts have been removed in order to fit the gear that I needed for tactile response. Now, when I mentioned that my ButtTR is taller, it's because there's a bump here. I don't know if you can see it, because right here I inserted a Dayton VST300EX tactile device in order to give me like a super direct tactile for what we call ButtTR, and it's very strong. Like if I turn it on, it rattles my skull, my teeth, everything. So I haven't been using it much. It depends on what I'm doing. Or if I want to demo it and really shock people, I will crank it up. But I'm gonna be trying something a bit lower because it's a bit too high and it's not the most comfortable sometimes. Depending on the long movies, it's not so fun. So I'm gonna be trying a BST2, which is a low profile, and see how it goes. But yeah, this is the sofa. It's a platform here, so I'll be showing you the platform in more detail. So right here is the platform where the sofa is resting on. So it's a couple of pretty strong pieces of wood here. There's a birch, Baltic birch, I think it's one of them. I'm not sure about the other one. But yeah, you see a little bit of the sofa here. What's left of it. And then under, watch out, taking this out of the way. Under, you can see the Hover Easy. Now, this was my first Hover Easy, so it's not the best job ever. This is gonna be replaced eventually. I'm trying to kill the drivers, pushing them hard, but they still survived. There's the same JBL drivers are on the ButtTR. But yeah, it's a dual stack. Actually, there's a almost triple stack here. So yeah, this is not the best job. We can do better now that I learn more. But yeah, it still looks great. I mean, it takes me down to 1 hertz. And other than if I push it too much, sometimes I used to smell the drivers. It hasn't happened lately, so it's not doing so bad. Under here, I have the tiny hose that I used to check the pressure on the tube, on the lower tube, and change as needed. But yeah, that's pretty much. I have 6 of this, so I have on the sofa there's 6 total, so it's not a very even. That's one of the reasons I want to redo it, because I want to have 8, so I can have 4 in the back and 4 in the front that I can control separately to make sure the bounce is more even. But yeah, that's the Hover Easy platform where it's resting. I'm looking to my left side. It's another JBL, because I have all 6 JBLs all across the theater as surrounds and rears. You will see a laser there that I use to, when I'm calibrating, I point to make sure where my ears will be, make it easier. But yeah, if you can see here, there's a JBL on the back, and on this side as well, and then one behind the light. So those are my 6 JBL 590s. All of them will be replaced. But let's go in more details to the rest of the parts. This is part of my gear. It's in this rack here, and it's one that I replaced recently. Starting from the top, we have the Denon 3800H. I love this thing. It's been great. As you know, I did a video comparing to the 4800 and the Onkyo RZ50, and this one was my favorite. Not that it's better than the 4800, but there was nothing with the 4800 that I figured we'll have to spend more money for, because this one did everything. So I used that money for DRAC and then extra amps and stuff like that. Here we have a small power unit for this Topping D53. It's my DAC that I'm using with the Win Ultra, so it's an amp. I need to test more, see if I can actually hear a difference between the DAC built into WIM and this. Probably I don't, but I like how it looks, so for now it stays like this. Then we have my Dune HD, which is my 3D player basically. Everything 3D goes through this one. I got my Stark Fiera 4, which is a 4-channel amp for my Atmos. And my Stark Fiera 8, which is an 8-channel amp that runs all my 7 speakers on the bed layer, and that 1 channel that is not in use, just in case. Here we have my HTPC. So this one runs all my movies from a server. So this is my main one to run all the movies, 4K and all that, except for 3D, which goes to the Dune HD as I mentioned. And then here we have an old monster. This is the HTPS 7000, which is like a power conditioner, glorified power strip, whatever you want to call it, I just like it. I have it for so many years. It looks good and it still works, so might as well keep it. And below that is the ABS 2000, another power one, which is a regulator, voltage regulator. It does its job, still works, looks cool, so I'm keeping it, but it's not something I will rush out to buy if I needed to buy one. But yeah, this is my main rack here. And the decoration here, small lamp here, so when I need to like work behind on the wiring. As far as wiring, I'm using Kimble cable APR for my bed layers, and some monoprise, I think, for the Atmos for now. Yeah, that's mostly when it comes to this rack. That's all about it. So let's move to the deck side. So over here, I have the projectors, including a small one over there. I forgot the brand right now, but I use that one mostly when I'm doing calibration and stuff like that, where I don't want to waste my laser hours on my main projector. So that one's been working great for that. Anything this calibration or just goofing around the theater, I'll use that tiny one. But when it's time for serious watching, it's one of the stars of the theater come into play, which is my JVC NZ7. And the JVC, I've been using JVCs for a long time, and at this rate, I haven't seen anything that I like better. So, yep, none of the Valerian, none of those. This is the one that I keep. I'm using an ISCO 1.33 anamorphic lens, so it helps me project a bigger image from this distance to fill my screen, and it gets a little bit more light too. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to quite fit this large viewing angle from this distance with this projector. So the reason I went with this and not the NZ500 or 700 is because those don't have 3D. I would have had to go to the NZ800, and that's a lot more money. This one has amazing 3D contrast, the blacks, everything is fantastic as always with JVC. So I found a great deal on it and I jumped on it, and yeah, it's been fantastic. And just a quick note up there, it's the power that powers everything in here, and it comes from 320 amp circuits that I have. I had two before, but I started tripping in one of them, so I decided to add a third one, and so far it's holding great. So yeah, 320 amp circuits for theater. And since we're looking up, here is my Atmos speakers. These are Aperion A5s, and they are amazing. Coaxial Atmos speakers are my thing from now on. I will never change from the coaxial speakers for Atmos unless something comes out that really blows my way, but I haven't seen any two-way or three-way that I can like as much as this. So here's a lot of the power that is delivering the juice for all the tactile stuff that I will be showing you in a moment for my sofa. This one runs the ButtTR that I sat on the sofa that I showed you earlier. And this one runs some of the stuff on the back. This one is a butt kicker, I believe. This one runs a couple of VST 300s. This one runs 4 of the VST 300 are lower on the sofa. Yeah, a lot of power and a couple of fans just to keep it cool. I like to have them separate like this because I can easily control with a remote or smart switches what device is on and off. So if I want to calibrate, it's easier for me. And if my wife watching a movie and she doesn't want as much power, I can control how much power or which devices are on or off. So that's why I like to have many different amps. So yeah, this is one section. Let's move a little bit lower. So down here we have the butt kicker amplifier, which runs 4 butt kickers that I have. You have an NXC, 2 of the NX 6000Ds. This one runs the hover back, which is 3 kickers subwoofers to an inch. And this one runs the Hover Easy, which is the 6 subwoofers under the platform where the sofa rests, which I mentioned earlier. A little bit hiding here, hopefully you can see it. It's a couple more. These ones are fuzzy amplifiers. These ones are also running some of the tactile devices. Same for this one. This one runs my ButtTR. This one runs my wife's ButtTR, and this tiny one is going to be running the third of the ButtTRs. It's not connected right now. I just got it because we don't normally watch more than 2 people here, but somebody's going to come over, so I'm going to power that third one too. And at the bottom here, we got a couple of mini DSPs. which of course run everything through here in order to get all the BEQs to enhance the bass for the movies. So when it comes to power, this is all of it. And now it's time to unveil the sofa. The sofa is called the Annihilator, and in a moment you will see why. There is a lot of tactile devices here, which creates a lot of vibrations, and it's pretty crazy. This is the beauty of the theater, the Annihilator. As you can see, I even have the branding labels for Annihilator, tactile paint, trademark. Let's go into detail. So what we have here, it's a little work. It took a long time to build this. And do you need all of this? No. But as you keep adding things, you notice that they can add to the mix different flavors. So they don't deliver the same tactile experience. So that's why I have so many. Now, I don't really need all that many, but I love how they each do. So yeah, I'm keeping them. So from the top, I have BST 300s. I have 3 of them. They're great. They are not the fastest compared to the fastest that I have are hiding, but I'll show you some photos of how they look. There are the Shed Audios SA2s. Those are the fastest that I have when it comes to tactile response, and they're amazing for music for that reason. But they're good. For the price, they're really good though. The BST 300s EX. That's why I have 3 here. Again, with the Annihilator branding, all of them. I mean, everything has the branding. Then follow here, we have these are kickers, subwoofers, 12-inch subwoofers. They are used for the hoverback. They have similar to what I showed you earlier, the tube. And I have some photos that I'll probably be showing you right now when I was building it. But yeah, these ones are connected directly to the platform where I'm sitting. This is a wood piece where I'm pretty much, my back is on it. There's a little bit of a, like a cover, like a bed sheet or something like that. It's very, what is this? The sofa cover. So it's very light. Doesn't pad the board much because I want the transmission of the vibrations the cleanest without anything in between to dampen them. But it's very comfy. I mean, the only thing that's not comfortable right now is that butt kicker thing, the ButtTR that I showed you earlier. But that's only on my seat. So yeah, that's the idea, is that this is transferring directly. So it's direct transmission to the back directly to me. So it feels really good on the shoulders. Then we have the hoverback. So the hoverback, has the tubes just like the platform one that I showed you earlier, and it just hits directly to this part here, which also goes to my back. But this is the lower back kind of area. That's why I wanted something a bit higher to my shoulders. These 3 are beasts, like when they hit super low, and then can do the 3 hertz too, all that stuff, so they wobble. It's insane, it's amazing. These ones are the ones run by one of the the NX 6000Ds Behringers. Then we have these 4 BST 300 DXs. Again, I had them there before, and I like how they look, and they add to the mix. But it's not like I would be crazy if I remove them. But yeah, I like what they add, so I'm not gonna remove them because when they are not playing, I can feel it. And then we have butt kickers, 4 of the LFE butt kickers right here. So from the butt kicker amp that I showed you earlier, they have their own tactile experience. They are a bit noisy. That's the only thing I don't like about the butt kickers. Sometimes when there's a low hum or something on the movie, the butt kickers will be doing like eh. That's the only thing I don't like about them, but it's worth putting up with the times when that happens because of everything else they do. So they're not going anywhere, that's for sure. All my wiring is 8 gauge car audio stuff, as you can see here. I just love how it looks. It's thick, I know that all my power is there. It's overkill, but I like the looks of it. But yeah, this is my baby here, and if you see here, you will see that it has the same tubes. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just like the same platform that I showed you earlier for the Hover Easy. There's a couple of springs that I have here. I probably will be removing those after I fix it, but for now they've been doing great. It's not affecting anything. It's just to give a bit more support in the middle, where it's the heaviest. So this is the monster. This feels fantastic, and if you want me to do a more dedicated review or overview of how I built it from the beginning, when it was like a horrible platform, my first experience, to where it is today, I have a lot of photos that I can do on from the beginning to now, and just kind of share my experience of what works for me and what doesn't. So if you're doing this, I can hopefully help with that. So yeah, this is the beast. I forgot to mention this little laser here is when I'm trying to center the speakers there on the screen. I want to make sure it's always in the right spot. So when I'm moving stuff around, that's my little laser to keep me in check. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that it was useful, just to give you an idea of how my theater looks. This is an unfinished basement, so the beams are exposed, everything is exposed, and it's gonna stay like that. And the main reason is because the ceilings are low. So if I were to finish this, my Atmos will come down way too low for my taste. So if we ever finish the basement, it's gonna be the part outside of the theater. This theater part is gonna remain like this. I just love how it looks, how it sounds is great. And it's not gonna be the fancy mega $1 million theaters that you may see sometimes, but it goes to show you that an unfinished basement, you can transform it into a great theater that works fantastic. When the lights goes out, everything is like a black hole. It's all dark and no reflections, and at the end of the day, it's about the movie and the sound that experience, right? So obviously, if you have a pretty theater, that's awesome, but to me, that's secondary to the experience, which is the movie and the sound and the tactile in this case. So let me know if you want to see a video, a more dedicated video of how I build the whole tactile device from zero to where it is today, and I'll work on that. And like I mentioned, the JBL 590 towers are gonna go, and the new one that is coming is an amazing speaker. I can't wait to show you, but I want to have all of them ready before I do the review and all that stuff. But the moment they come in, I tested 2 of them, I was blown away. So I'm counting the days to be able to get them all. But just subscribe and put the notification and all that stuff, so when I put that video, you will see it. I'm gonna be uploading a video about the S booster that I tested. I've been meaning to put that video for a long time. It's a power supply for that I'm using for the Dune HD, to show my results at that point, and let's see what results I get when the more revealing, more detailed new speakers come out, and see if there's some difference. But just keep an eye for that video. It's gonna be the next one. So let me know if you have any questions. Like, subscribe, share, and all that stuff. And thank you for watching.